What khaki pants do I wear? What khaki shirts do I wear? What welding caps? What about my gate jacks? How do I charge for jobs? How do I stay so clean? I'm gonna answer those questions in today's video. For those of you who may not know, my name's Austin Ross. I've been a welder for 14 years now. Here on this channel, I share tips and tricks for rig welders, welders in general. If those are videos that you're interested in, make sure and subscribe and ring the bell to get notified when I post a new video every Friday. I will start with my gate jacks. Hopefully you can hear me all right. It's kind of windy today. These are what I use to hang gates. I did not come up with this idea back whenever I worked at that shop. Right after high school, there was a few welders that come in there that done fence work for a living, and they always had these apparatuses, and I was like, I have got to make me some of those because I was doing this type of work after work on the weekends and stuff like that. So I built me a set. I've actually made a video about how I made them. It's an older video. I've made adjustments. If you've seen the video, you know. But it's just real basic. It's a trailer jack with a base on it, and I just recently added this to hold down a gate. That way you keep it from twisting this way, so you can keep it level with your post. This bolt here is just for, I call it for like specialty gates, you know, like if you're hanging a gate for like some corrals where you got sheet metal on your gate or something and there ain't nowhere to put this, you can tack this to it, or you can make different inserts. This bolt just comes out. You can make different adapters, if you will, to hang certain gates if you're doing special gates or something. So I threw that in there while I was doing adjustments. I also just added this. I have not used my gate jack since I added this, but the idea of this is to level your base. Sometimes whenever I'm hanging a gate, the ground is not level this way, and this is always falling back until I get the gate in here. So I added this to just fold that down and tighten that up with a wrench most likely, so it'll actually hold, and to keep my gate jack level while I'm trying to hang the gate. Before I go any further, I wanted to mention my website, arosswelding.com. If you go to the resources tab, you can find all kinds of what we call freebies or whatever. They're just lists of like the apparel I wear. There's a master list that we just created that has all this apparel on it that I'm going to mention in this video. We've got other, I mean, if you just look under that list of resources, there's all kinds of helpful stuff that Kayla and I have built for you that is looking to get into the welding industry, get into the pipeline, but welding in general, protective gear. We're working on a couple of courses to offer to you guys. Stay tuned to my website, check out the resources page, it'll be super helpful. Next, I'll go ahead and talk about the welding caps that I wear. The brand that I've been wearing lately is Badass Caps. They are online, you can find them online. We'll put a link in the description for all this stuff that I talked about today, or links of videos that I've made, like older videos that I've already made about all this apparel and stuff. But Badass Caps, they've got a sizing chart, different colors, all kinds of stuff. I have been doing my own laundry here lately, so it's not the cleanest. Another question that I was gonna answer today is, how do I stay clean? I don't feel like I stay that clean, but I guess maybe through the camera, maybe it cuts off some of that dust, or maybe the lighting, you guys can't see how dirty I get sometimes, or maybe I just don't film whenever I get so dirty, I don't know. Part of what I do is I wear knee pads. That helps. That's one of the biggest reasons I wear knee pads. I've worn them for so long now, I can't hardly stand to not wear knee pads. But one of the reasons I wear them is to keep my knees clean. I don't like getting stains on my knees. So as a welder, especially a pipeline welder, really welding in general, you're on your knees a lot, you know? I mean, it's work, it's labor intensive. So I wear knee pads, that helps me stay clean, but also trying to keep my white welding caps. Kayla has some secret potion, more or less, I think, that keeps these clean. I've been wearing sunscreen here lately, so there's kind of some orange on this one. But yes, Badass Caps is the brand. We'll put a link in the description. Before I talk about the pants and the shirts that I wear, I wanted to touch on this, how I charge for jobs around here, like for myself. Do y'all know where I am? This is the new Industrial Tradition building. I'm sitting at the shipping desk right now. I've been using this computer because mine is Kayla's old one and it's slow. So I use this computer to edit and to just do work on, clearing stuff off my phone right now. But anyway, and it's cool in here and it's hot in Oklahoma, so any kind of talking segment goes on right here. Anyway, how to charge for your services. So I've actually made a video on how to charge for your services, but there's three things that I talk about in that video, which are what you're specializing in, your location, and then your experience. You can go check that out. We'll put a link in the description. That might clear up a few things, but as far as like what I've done here recently, it's mostly been by the hour. Usually with a minimum anywhere from 1 hour to 4 to 5 or more, depending on the job, especially a minimum when it comes to going to an on-site project. As far as shop work goes, usually some kind of minimum, also depending on the job. But other people's rates may be different depending on location, where you're at in America, in the world, the demand of whatever you're specializing in. You know, it's gonna vary anywhere from 60, 70 bucks an hour on up to a couple $100 an hour. I talk about that in that video. But I'm working my way into charging by the foot on fence, by the square foot on like barns or whatever. And I've been constantly taking notes on how long something takes me. And anytime I get like a new project or something I don't have very much experience with, I'll either chance it by talking to people and saying, how long does it take you? You know, people have done it more than me. Or I will tell the customer I'll do it by the hour just to get the experience. With welding, it's so diverse that I would advise doing stuff by the hour to get experience. But at some point, as far as like making some kind of system and going somewhere with your business, I would advise trying to find a niche, just because you can stay laser focused in that niche and actually start streamlining stuff to actually like quote a person a price easier, because you have a system to do it and they're going to call you to do that because that's what you're known to do. But if you're looking to just do custom fabrication like in a shop, you can go that route, but you're just going to always be by the hour, when there's nothing wrong with that. You know, there's different business models you can get into and stuff, but I am working towards, I want to be able to tell the customer, because I think it's better for the customer and myself, an upfront price. What I like about an upfront price is the customer knows what they're gonna pay. You know, hands down, doesn't matter what happens, you know, they know what they're gonna pay. And it forces you as a business owner to get your logistics together to make it faster, because if not, you're essentially losing money. You know, you're like, if you only bid the job for 4 days, but it took you 5 days, you gotta pay your help that long. If it, you know, requires help, you gotta fuel to get there, depending on how far away the job is, another hotel room if it's out of town. I mean, it's just stuff like that. So it forces you to work on your logistics. That's why I like it. But with welding, it's so diverse, and not to get off on a rabbit trail, but it's so diverse that it, like, you kind of just have to, you don't have to, but it's easier business wise, I feel like, if you niche in something, and then don't be afraid to sub things out. That's another thing that I've learned. It's another thing I've learned over the past couple of years. So anyway, that's what I do. That's what I've done, is charge by the hour. You can go watch that video to kind of see what I believe your rate should be, depending on where you're located and everything. But big deal is location, demand, and experience. So that is how I charge. I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. All right, this is the khaki shirt that I wear. It's called Martin Brothers. Again, we'll put a link in the description. But one little side note about Martin Brothers is you still have to call them. They're kind of old school. This is, I think they call mountain cloth. A lot of welders like it just because it's tough, it starches good, and it's like lightweight. It's not too heavy, but it's not too light either. It's kind of like, I don't know, and I really like these brass buttons. You don't have to get brass buttons, or some of them have brass buttons and some of them have white pearl snap buttons, but depending on the size, I think. But anyway, you got to call up there. We'll put a link in the description of the website, and you just go to the website, find the phone number, and call Martin Brothers up and order you a shirt. Next is my khaki pants that I wear. I've been wearing Carhartt. I really like Carhartt. The, what do you call this? This pocket carpenter? Yeah, with a little loop. Of course, they have tons of different styles, but I like this style. I think it's considered twill, but they're hard to find in my size personally. So here recently, I just got me a pair of Ariat. These are actually FRs. A lot of guys that I know, whenever I worked on station work on the pipeline, a lot of guys use these. They make the same style in blue jeans, and a lot of people, instead of getting the FRs, you know, like jumpsuit or whatever, if you have to wear FRs on a job, a lot of people like these Ariats because they're comfortable. They do run big. I normally wear like a 33 or 34 waist. I think this is like a 32. I can almost go down from that, so I would take that into consideration. But like I said, we will put a link in the description of these pants, the Carhartt website, and the Martin Brothers website, so you can go shop for the khaki apparel that fits you best. Whew. Hootin' tootin', it is so hot out there. couldn't even focus, it's so daggum hot in that shop. What I was gonna say about those Ariats was they're kind of thick, but I still like them because they're durable and they're FRs. Not that I'm gonna need FRs, you know, if I'm not gonna be on a pipeline anytime soon. But even on mainline, like I don't hardly, if you're on mainline, if you're not doing station work, if you're on a mainline, you very rarely need FRs nowadays. But anyway, still good to know about, and I still like them for around here. But another reason I like the Khaki, all Khaki, is for summertime. It is a lot cooler. Kayla does not dig me in the Khaki pants. She don't mind the Khaki shirt, but the Khaki shirt and the pants, it's a little bit too much. But I've told her, and I've told people, like, after you've wore blue jeans for like most of your life or your career or whatever, if you worked outside a lot, they're hot but you don't realize it, and then you go to wearing khakis. After I started wearing khakis, oh my gosh, I literally never wanted to wear blue jeans again if I'm gonna be outside working all day. I like blue jeans, I like the way they look, blue jeans, but they're just 10 times hotter than the khakis. That's why I wear khakis, it's a lot cooler. Thanks for watching. My advice for this week is stay hydrated and learn something every day.